to F&SYamaha and Marine in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Northeast's largest Express dealer and one of the largest Express dealers in the nation. I'm Andy. I'm the Express guy here at F&S. If you contact us, more than likely you'll be speaking with me. If you're not familiar with us, check our website out at F&SYamaha.com. Our Google listing and Facebook listings. We have a great reputation that we're very proud of. We have people from all over the nation that buy Expresses from us, and we appreciate it. Anyway, on to the cool Express that just arrived. We just got another 2026 Express X23 Bay Lounge. This is their flagship. This model is a 23-footer with a 102-inch beam. This is their big, wide, deep water, rough water boat. As you can see, it's in the camo color, which they call it the duck boat package, which then you get camo paint, camo seats, and spray-on liner on the console, which I'll show you here in a minute. Standard with the X23 is this trailer is standard with a 6-inch frame, 18-inch wheels, hydraulic disc brakes, but then I also upgraded the second axle to have brakes as well. Lighted logo trailer step is standard. That logo lights up at night. Of course, matching spare tire. Also, the trailer has a saltwater trailer package, which means that the bunks are covered in composite versus carpet. Ratchet tie downs are standard on the trailer. Flush mounted backup lights and tail lights. Max horsepower for this model is 300. All Expresses are partnered exclusively with Yamaha. I get most of the X23s with 250 SHOs. The SHO is a higher output model than the standards, and they run within a mile an hour of the 300s, and they accelerate faster. So I just think the 250 SHO is a sweet spot. This one's upgraded to the Extreme Marsh package, and with the Extreme Marsh package you get hydraulic jack plate, but then beyond that I go from the 6-inch to the 10-inch jack plate. It's a minimal upcharge. I go from 6 to 10, and they perform a little better. That's just one of many little things we do here at the shop at F&S. Stainless prop, horse ladder, 75-gallon fuel tank. See the fittings back here for bilge and pump out for the fish box. Or, I'm sorry, they're both bilges. I said that wrong. So there's two bilges in the boat. You have an auto bilge, which is part of the Extreme Marsh package, and then also to the manual bilge. Hydraulic steering by U-Flex. If you take notice to the X23, I mentioned how wide it is. It also has big spray rails on the side of the boat. You see them here. That really helps deflect the spray away from the boat. You may be familiar with Express and their reputation in the industry. They have quite a reputation in the aluminum world. And it's based on their design of the hull, how they construct them. Express was the very first, they were the inventor of the all-welded aluminum boat. They're the very first ones to do it. The original family still owns it today, actually. And in my opinion, I think they still do it the best. There's a couple good companies out there today, but once you get the rough water, especially ride and handling, I think Express is at the top of the heap. Of course, I'm biased. But yeah, these X23s really go through the rough water. And it's 125,000th bottom. Of course, all welded, completely welded together, no wood in the boats. Even the floors are welded in, so it's all completely welded. They're the only ones that do that. And along with their Hyperlift pad hull, so what that means is the very bottom here, this is about a 12-inch wide flat area that's about 2 feet long. The idea is that when the boat's going fast, the only thing in the water is the pad. It makes it go faster, and it makes it ride better because not much of the boat is in the water. This hull design was invented many years ago in the fiberglass bass boat world. There's only a couple aluminum companies that do it today, and it's expensive to make them this way, but they definitely perform better. And then along with the steps of the hull and the reverse chine, that's this corner turn down piece underneath, they are very stable and will turn on a dime. Several people can walk to the edge of this boat and it rocks very little. Also, every Xpress comes standard with spray-on liner. This is similar to a truck bed liner that's sprayed over top all the decks, underneath all the lids. It's little things like this that make them more durable, and also too quiets them down as well, because that stuff, as you know, is super solid. It's tough to damage that stuff. This is an example of the hull. So what you're looking at here, the yellow sticker is the bottom of the boat. This is the floor. Cross members throughout of the boat. And then foam is sprayed between the floor and the bottom of the boat. It makes for a quieter ride and gives more storage, because most of the flotation's in the floor. They're all made like that. It's closed cell foam so it doesn't absorb water. This is a self-bailing hull, so if you get a wave over and water gets down the cockpit, it'll go out these scupper valves out the side of the boat. And then there's this is where the drain is here. Got some trash laying in here. That it'll go out. But it does still have bilges, so if you get water in the compartments or whatnot, that'll go back to the bilge. Jumping in. This also has sea deck floor covering. Color of the sea deck is cappuccino with black lines. If you're not familiar with sea deck, basically it has all the advantages of carpet with none of the disadvantages. It's very durable, dries quickly, it's easy to clean, of course nice to walk on. Up front, storages. Big, deep storage. It's hard to see in the video. I'll get it. Now, I'm a little guy, so this is going to be exaggerated, but can you take note to that is all the way up to my top of my inseam. Now, I'm only 5'4", so it makes it exaggerated. But these are very deep boats with very deep storages. I also upgraded this boat to spaghetti matting in the front deck storage instead of carpet. It's soft like carpet, but dries much quicker. That's what's on the bottom there. Front jump seat. And then storage under the jump seat, which is deep storage again. More storage here. It's about 2.5 feet down to the bottom of that storage. It's deep. Of course, rod storage on this side. Anchor storage in the front compartment here. Pre-wired for a trolling motor with 6-gauge wire, trim switch here. This particular one I ordered without a trolling motor and without a fish finder, but we'd be glad to do whatever you would like. We do a lot of upgrades. We stock all the popular models from MinnKota, Garmin, Power Pole, whatever you have in mind. We do a lot of custom installs. If you take note to our YouTube channel of completed customer boats, we really specialize and do above the norm job, I should say, with installing all the electronics. We do all about it. We're very knowledgeable and do a lot of it, whether it be lithium batteries, shallow water anchors, sea clear wiring harnesses. We do a lot of it. And since we have customers from all over the nation that buy from us, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll do a video of a completed customer's boat, which you'll see those on our YouTube channel, because customers get a lot of upgrades. Do that video, that way it's a double check for us to make sure we didn't miss anything, and it's cool for the customer to see his boat, completed boat as well, before he gets it, or before we meet. Since we have customers from all over, there's a lot of customers that I will meet halfway, preferably at a waterway, to show you how to use your boat, but we do quite a bit of that. See how much room, there's a lot of room in this boat. The video doesn't do it justice to how big and wide these are. Bait well up front, which is here. Behind the backrest is tackle storage. See the rod holders, cup holders. I mentioned earlier the spray-on liner on the console, part of the duck boat package, so it's also sprayed on the console with that package. Humminbird Explorer 9 in the console, side imaging. Tachometer, hour meter, trim gauge, fuel gauge, water pressure gauge. Down here is USB plug. Stainless push button switches. So this boat I mentioned earlier has the Extreme Marsh package. With the Extreme Marsh package, it gets a lot of different things. Instead of the plastic rockers, you get stainless switches in the dash. I mentioned the hydraulic jack plate. Stainless items such as steering wheel, rod holders, leaning post with backrest and footrest, 6 stainless cleats. With the live wells, there's 2 live wells in this boat, which I'll show you the second one in a minute here. But then also with Extreme Marsh, the front bait well has a separate recirc pump. For when you're driving down the road, you can keep your bait fish fresh, and it'll recirculate the water as you do that. That's only with that Extreme Marsh package. And then also too, both live wells are on a timer with that package, as it pumps in 3 minutes on, 3 minutes off. This is where the second live well is located. So with the package, you get a fuse panel, which is inside the console. You see the onboard charger there for the batteries, for when we add a trolling motor. All part of that package. Also, other upgrades, wet sounds stereo with 4 speakers. You see the speakers there throughout. Washdown and other upgrades. There's a washdown pump that takes water from the lake or river or whatnot to a hose, and then this fitting connected to the hose to wash inside the boat down. Lights kit. This light turns, it's another upgrade. All the compartments have lights, both live wells, and there's a light on either side of the console. Jump seat on either side of the leaning posts. So, storage underneath the jump seat as well. The back corners, there are more storages. This is for the tackle storage, more tackle storage. I mentioned the 75-gallon fuel tank. That's located in this rear compartment. Also, normally when you lift this lid up, this tub is right there. I took it out ahead of time, that way I could do it with holding the phone. But in here is where your 75-gallon fuel tank is. Bilge pumps, but like I said, this one's upgraded to auto as well. I mentioned our reputation here at F&S early on, but we're privately owned. My dad's the owner. My grandfather started things as a sporting goods store in the late 40s. I've been here over 30 years myself, but every single boat that comes to the shop we go through very thoroughly. Not just Xpress, but every brand of boat in the industry. There's things that need fixed and improved upon, and that's just the boating industry. The good dealers will take their time to go through everything as thoroughly as possible. And then we also water test every boat, because there's certain things that can only be tested in the water. And then, like I said, I go with many customers to the water to show you how to use your boat. That's just how we do things here. Quick lap around our yard here. So, of course, Xpress bay boats, bass boats, duck boats, crappie boats, Bennington pontoons, Smoker Craft V-bottoms. We're out here in the cornfields here of Pennsylvania. I'm surprised the cows aren't mooing, but today they're not. I appreciate you watching. If you don't mind, like this video, subscribe to our channel. It helps other people find us. And check our website out at F&SYamaha.com. If you have questions on this boat or any other boat, feel free to contact me. We welcome special orders as well, or normally I'll have boats on order that we could change into whatever you have in mind. That'll shorten the lead time. The lead times are vary depending on the model or whatnot. But anyway, contact me with any questions. I'm Andy. I'm the little bald guy here in Pennsylvania. Have a good day.